The following program on KROC is sponsored and paid for by Meshbesher and Spence.
And Zach Bauer is in the house.
Good morning, Zach.
Good morning, guys. How we doing?
Very
Wonderful.
good. I'm excited for your topic today.
Yeah, jury duty.
Yay!
Not too many people say yay for jury duty.
My wife once got a summons in the mail, and her expression was not yay.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But
it's a civic duty.
it is a civic duty.
Why
and
are people so upset about
I
serving?
think jury duty, I think people fear the worst. This is going to be 2 weeks of having to go to court, and I'm missing my job, and I'm missing my kids' activities and things like
I
that.
got to change my schedule every day.
Change my schedule. And sometimes employers aren't real, easy to work with sometimes when it comes to jury duty, although they should be.
Yeah.
But they sometimes aren't. So I think all those things kind of go through people's minds. But really, it's a terrific experience. Most people that I've had that have served on my juries, they get a chance to kind of talk to judges afterwards, and usually they find it to be a very enlightening experience, and they think it's pretty cool.
And judges usually, I've just been on federal jury duty, but the judge spends so much time with the jury and really helping to teach us. He took us on a tour. It was like a field trip, almost, and really interesting. It was only a week for me, but very interesting.
Yeah, typically it's most trials in Olmsted County will last between 2 and 3 days for the most part, although there's a few that go more than that. But really, most people have a really positive time. Not everybody, but most people do.
All right, so how's the jury pool decided on? I mean, where do they come up with the names, and what's the rationale or the routine?
So they draw jurors randomly through typically a selection process, which I don't hold me to it, but I think it's computerized. But they take people off of basically the voter registration, also off of their driver's license and state identification cards. So off of those three different areas, and you have to be obviously a resident of Olmsted County.
You have to be a citizen of the United States?
Have to be a citizen of the United States. Now, typically the summons will go out to everybody that falls within those three categories if you're randomly selected. Once you then get the summons, then there'll be certain things that will be disqualifiers, such as, are you a citizen? Do you speak English? Or are you able to understand English? Are you a felon? Those types of things. So, and then obviously, are you a resident of Olmsted County? Because you have to be a resident of Olmsted County at the time.
Well, there's that.
Yeah.
Then there's you actually get called, which is another process.
Right. So normally these jury duties go in 2-week segments in Olmsted County. You get the call that says that you're going to be on for this 2-week segment, and then you have to actually call in. Typically, you're assigned a number, and you have to actually call in to see if your number's been drawn. If it has, then you have to report. And even if you report, doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get picked. Oftentimes people report, and ultimately the case resolves, and there's no jury that even takes place. Sometimes people get called up, and then they get in front of people like me, and then we ask them lots of questions, and then some people will get selected and some people don't.
That part is interesting, too.
That part is, we call that voir dire, which means to speak the truth. It is so fun. It's really interesting to have as an attorney, to be able to kind of engage people and find out more about them and see how what their background is, whether that makes sense with my case and vice versa.
I absolutely think it would be a good reality show, jury selection, because it's so interesting to watch. There's some people that really want to get on juries, and others that are trying as hard as they can to get off juries. And then you've got the personalities of the lawyers trying to pick and choose. And then you've got the judge who will absolutely give a stink eye to somebody. Honestly, I think it would be a great reality show.
It would be. If you could allow attorneys to kind of see what happens behind the closed doors in the actual deliberations, that would probably be a good reality show for us.
Now, is there a limit as to how many times you can get your name can come up? I mean, or an age? What's the age range for one thing?
The age range is
21
from 18 to 70.
Okay.
But just because you're older than 70 doesn't preclude you. You simply have the choice to opt out.
You're getting there. Hey, wait a minute. Will lawyers ever get chosen for a jury?
So they can't. Actually, I know a lawyer that actually has served on a criminal jury.
Really?
Yeah.
I would think that you'd get kicked off by one of the other lawyers.
Sometimes that happens, but sometimes there's other people that maybe are more dangerous to parties to some degree.
Well, you know what I've always found, I was only on one jury, and mine was a federal also, but the way they phrase the question is that, are you able to make judgment. I mean, they make you feel like if you can't, like you're not capable of doing anything. Are you able to, have an honest opinion?
And
on
I
this?
said, I'm a talk radio host. I can judge anything. Let's go.
Yeah, I can tell a murderer from 100 yards away.
I got plenty of opinions for you, right?
Just set me on that jury.
I was all set for, not that I wanted to get up, but I'm thinking, okay, I'm probably going to get disqualified because I'm a media person and everything, and this was in South Dakota. But I found the whole process, I was so glad I was on it. It was just a fascinating experience. And
it really is. I think it's a good experience for people to do it once in their lives. I don't think I'll ever have an opportunity to do it because of the profession I'm in, and I'm kind of jealous of people that do have an opportunity to do it. But it's very, very. I will tell you, as a defense attorney and someone who represents people when they go into court, it's so important that people take the process seriously and the value that. I mean, our system wouldn't work without people being able to do it. I mean, that's kind of what it's built on. And I know judges give that spiel to people all the time, and I don't know whether they think it's heartfelt or not, but I can tell you it is. I mean, we really, really depend on people to sit there in judgment because I don't want a bunch of computers. I don't want a bunch of professional voters doing it. So
interesting stuff. Well, if somebody needs to get a hold of you, they want advice to how to get on a jury, off a jury, or how to select the proper jury to get me off. What do they do?
They can contact us by phone at 507-280-8090 or online at www.meshbesher.com.
All right. Very good. Zach, have a great week.
You guys too.
Zach Bauer from Meshbesher and Spence.